So I've got this kind of set up here, and we're going to make a measurement, see about how many gallons a minute I'm getting out of this. I can't get the bucket in there standing straight up, but I can fill it up till it overflows, and then I time it and do a little math, and we can get pretty close to the GPM on it. As you can see, it fills up pretty quickly, and we'll time it. Okay, looks like it is overflowing. So, and how much water did we get? Well, I'd say it's a little more than 2.5 gallons, but we'll just call it 2.5 for math's sake. And I'm going to leave that in place. As you can see, we still got a lot of water coming up this corner up here. I tried to kind of stop it up a little bit with some rocks, but I'm not too concerned about it. I'm going to come up here and actually build this out. I'll probably, I don't know if I'm going to pour concrete and attach it to that right there, or if I'm going to tear all that out and start with new. But I'm going to put in a box, a collection box of sort made out of concrete. It won't be too big, maybe a 2x2 size, and then we'll pipe off of that and put a spring box in. I'm not sure where I'll put that at. Probably not in here. I'll probably put it down there someplace and get it out of the dirt or the runoff that comes down through here. You can see we got a lot of water that comes down through this area right here and goes down and into the spring pond. So anyway, I did my test and I calculated it to be 4.25 GPM, which is more than adequate. And obviously we just had this big rain, so that's going to throw our numbers off just a little bit. All right, so today's plan is to kind of clean this out here. I'm going to pull the pipe out, and I'm going to dig a little bit up against that existing concrete bulkhead. And then I've got it's about a 2x2, I guess, concrete paving block. And I'm going to lay that down in there. We'll let everything kind of settle for a couple of days. And then on Wednesday, my plan, if we don't get any rain, is to come in here and start building basically a collection box. I've got some concrete building blocks and got some cement. I'm going to pick up some hydraulic cement, and we're going to see if we can't get a box built here either on Wednesday or this week. And then from that, I'm going to get a full measurement of how much water we've actually got coming out this spring, because there's a lot of water that bypasses this pipe that I've got in here right now. And just a little bit of history. At one time, my grandfather, he had a concrete box built. It was about 6 feet long, I think. And this here bulkhead is a part of it. It looked like at one time he probably just used this earth back here as the backside of the form, because it's not smooth. It's very jagged, and you can see some rocks kind of stuck in there. So I'm not going to disturb this. And I'm just going to try to build like a 2x2 box. And those are outside dimensions, not inside dimensions, because I got a 2x2 block that I can sit down on top of that for the lid. And then from that, we'll put some soil around the box so that any water coming off this hillside can drain around the box and not in the box. And so that would be the plan. So we're going to get started here. Get these blocks out of the way. Ooh, it's the biggest one. I'll just lay them over here because I'll probably be using some of these stones whenever I build this collection box. I dug this out once and then kind of filled it back in, so this here will be flatter ones I'll be reusing. Okay, so down here. It's heavier. I thought it would be full of water. Alrighty, there we go. Get that basically out of the way. And now I'm going to try to clean out enough space here for this block to sit down where it is flush with the bottom of the old tank wall. There's a lot of stone in here. I don't know if it's washed in over the years. The tank was pulled out. Exactly what it is. Looks like we've got part of this wall right here, which would be useful doing what I'm trying to do. I guess it again. How about that, huh? That's like an idea. I don't know if Grandpa had a bottom to that tank or not. Pretty good sized rock. wall. I don't want to go too deep because I need something for that block, paving block, to sit on. So we're just going to try to level it up the best we can. Another rock. Alright, looks like we're making some headway here. Another rock. Alright, let's see if we can't level this up a little bit. Not taking too much out. right. Let me get my tape and take a measurement on that. Let's see what we got. All right, I think I need to clean out this corner. Everything else looks like it's pretty good. And maybe right here, looks like there's a rock sticking there. Probably help that to get that out of there. And then this corner right here. That's pretty good, I guess. That's solid. And then I got to clean this corner right here. I think it could help. Flow coming out this thing. I can tell you that right now. We'll get quite a bit of water, it looks like. This spring. So probably more coming out right now than we probably see most of the time. That out of the way. Yeah, looks like this is a little bit high right here. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So I'm going to take this and kind of give you an idea what it looks like prior to setting that block in. And this is the block we're going to use. And you can see there's quite a bit of water going down through there. I don't know if it's as much as it was the other day or not, but I think once we get the box all put in, and we'll have a pretty good idea how much it is, and you can kind of see what I've got going on here. Hopefully I've got this pretty close to being level. It might be a little high there, but we'll get this block on it and give it a day or two to settle in, and then I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna build a smaller block or box than what was originally there. Just something I can put my pipes in, and then we'll route it underground all the way down there past where them calves are and across the road into that lower field. So that's the project. Just so you all know, this is a boat dock paving block for laying on boat docks instead of having wood. Look at that. Little bit high on the lower side, so I'm going to take some off of this low side. Oh. All right, Grandpa. Let's see if I can do as good a job as you did. Try that again. Looks like I'm a little high in this corner. Something right here. I don't know what that is. I think. Rock out of there. It's back down again. one. Must be a rock there. Oh yeah, there's a rock. Put that right there. Okay, I think that's what I'm going to do for the day. And like I said, I'm going to put some stones along here, blocks, tie that all in. I'll put some hydraulic cement in these corners, and then on the bottom row, so we got a good seal. And then I can build my blocks up, and then we'll put our pipes inside this bulkhead wall here on the lower side. And I'll probably even put a drain in there just in case it would get dirty, which I don't think it will, because I mean there's not going to be much access for the water to come in other than that crack right there. I'll get this camera so you can see that, see what I'm talking about. There's basically a crack right there, seam between that block and that concrete bulkhead. So yeah, I think this will work out really well. I mean, I've got, like I said, I've got those 8-inch blocks up there at the barn, so I don't have to buy anything there. It'll make that kind of narrow. I might, we've got a bunch of brick down at the church. I might pick that up and bring that back. It was from the chimney that we knocked down a few years ago. And anyway, I might use brick to build it up with that, because obviously it won't be as wide as an 8-inch block. So but you can see it clears out pretty quick. I'm going to be real happy with this, I believe. All right, that's what we're going to do today.